Modest gain this Monday morning. Nice way to start the week, though. We're up 55 points, 26,145. Now this. The electric scooter craze really is sweeping the nation. Well, there's a lot of complaints about this. They litter the sidewalks of some of the big cities. We got all of that. There are a lot of complaints. Our next guest might have something of a solution. Colin Roche is with us. He's the CEO at Swiftmile. Okay, Colin, why don't you tell us what is your solution to these scooters lying around all over the place?
Great. Well, first off, Stuart, it's great to be here. I appreciate you having us on. We've all seen these dockless shared scooters, which are fantastic. They help with congestion, smog, and all these other things. But there's problems because they get left all around. They block sidewalks. So it's early days of this market, so there needs to be a solution. What we've designed is the first parking and charging system for any kind of scooter. It's universal in the sense that we can work with any type of a specific scooter out there. Kind of think of us as just like what the first gas stations were that enabled the mass adoption of the Ford's Model T. Swiftmile is to this micromobility revolution.
Okay, now a scooter would have to be taken to one of your docking stations. At the moment, you can just leave them when you're finished riding the things. So that would require a change in the way scooters are used, wouldn't it?
Well, not really. We're promoting what we call semi-dockless. The whole dockless model is actually it works great. That's what got us, everybody here, to this dance. But now there's problems in very high traffic areas. Downtown San Francisco, downtown Austin, Washington, D.C., as you've seen in areas there, there needs to be some order to the chaos. And so what we're saying is you don't have to end it there, but what the scooter operators are starting to do is incentivize a rider to end their ride in the parking station, which helps them and helps everybody else as well.
So are your docking stations made entirely in the United States? I ask because problems with tariffs on China trade, that kind of thing, but your docking stations are all made in America?
Yeah, we had the early foresight to think about this and kind of playing the long game. We realized if we're going to be selling to cities, large corporations and things in the United States, it's just a much better story if we can make everything here. Just like this great bridge behind me, the Golden Gate, the steel that was used there, our steel is actually from the United States as well. It's fabricated down in LA. All of our intelligence, all of our electronic circuit boards and all the IP that we created is made here in the Bay Area, which we keep close to the chest. So it's, Buy America is never going out of vogue no matter what administration, so we're very excited to not be impacted by the tariffs.
Where have your docking stations been installed so far?
So we're starting to just now install all over the United States, well, not all over, in quite a few areas. We're going to be in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Washington, D.C., Tampa, Florida, Portland, Oregon, Spokane, Washington. But what's really interesting, which we like about this as a startup here, we're now starting to export our innovation. I just got back from Berlin. Apologize if I'm a little bleary-eyed. I took a red-eye last night to be here, where we are now setting up our stations in Germany. We're going to be setting up in Israel, South America, parts of the UK. So it's all just kind of taking place now because there's been such a surge of popularity of these micromobility type transportation solutions like scooters.
If you've got a docking station and I'm driving or pushing around one of these Lime scooters and I come up to the docking station and park it there, who pays for the juice to put and recharge the scooter?
Great question. So right now, the way that the market works is they use what's called gig workers. So normally they pay people at night to pick these up off the street and take them. It's very expensive. Average cost is about $8, and the scooters get destroyed in the process. So what we do is when someone plugs in, our cost is about a third less. But at the same hand, it takes that scooter, puts it in an orderly kind of fashion. So it's a win-win. It's parking and it's also charging at the same time. And it's universal.
So Lime, the scooter company, just to name one of them, they would pay for the juice in the docking station.
Yeah, well, I could give you a better example. So we've just partnered with Ford through their subsidiary Spin, which is a great scooter sharing company. When their users plug in, then Spin pays us a fee to have access to that power.
Look, I like it. The scooters have appeared in the town that I live in New Jersey. They're all over the place. There's
aware
a very, very young demographic in my town, and over the Saturday and Sunday with the good weather, they've just flooded the street. Look, I think it's a fabulous thing, and I think you're part of... stop. I've got people laughing at me here. Because I wouldn't be caught dead on a scooter because I can't balance properly. But, you youngsters are all right. But seriously, look, thanks very much. Colin, thanks for joining us, because... I don't think this craze is going to go away. I think it's here to stay. I think it's a big deal. Good stuff.
Yeah. One last thing on that. When we power it with solar, it's 100% renewable powered transit, which is pretty powerful. Can't really do that with a car.
You got it. Thanks for joining us, sir. I'm glad you took the red eye, OK? You're not bleary-eyed at all. We're glad to see you.
Okay.
Colin, thank you
right.
very much, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Next case. The Democrats